Alright, so I got the question, could I expand the gameplay area as I play the game? Say I have a town with the town name and I'm expanding the town. Could I update the spline? Interesting question. Yes, you can. I'm going to show a little bit of how to get started with that, but there will be a little lag spike because you need to regenerate the mesh again. But I'll also showcase how long that is and if that's acceptable. So first what you want to do is go to custom volumes and then core, open BP spline volume. Now it's important that we actually have an array of spline meshes. So you need to create a new array of spline mesh components and add the outside and the inside of the volume to that spline. I already went ahead and did that. In the town names for the example, I'm going to do a set timer by event, and let's say every 4 seconds I will update it. So you wouldn't do this, but you would add an event that would update the spline location, but I'm just going to do it by timer by events just to keep it a little bit simple for myself. Looping spline. So then I created 2 new variables, a nearest point and a selected index. The nearest point I'll drag out, set to 99999, just a really large location. Selected index, we don't really have to do anything with yet. We'll get the spline, we'll get the number of spline points minus integer -2. We'll do a for loop. So we'll basically loop through all the points to see which one is the nearest. I don't think there's a get nearest for that. So what we can do is get location at spline point. So we'll use this index. We'll use the world location, and then we'll do get player character, get actor location. So instead of the player character, this could be a location that you communicate through this event and that you'll then use to expand the volume. I am using the player to expand the volume and set new locations. That's why I'm using that location. So we could do vector minus vector to see the distance between these two. Vector length, add a little branch, and we'll check, is this length smaller or equal to the nearest point? If that's true, we will set selected index to whatever index this is, and we will set the nearest point as well to that distance. So this will only succeed. So at one, this will find the nearest point on the spline for us. Then when this is completed, we can do set location at spline point. And we now know what spline point, that's this one. And the location, like I said before, that would be the location you communicate. But in this case, it will be the player location. Local is fine for this one. This is where the spline meshes come in. So get spline meshes, that's the thing that we did here. And we can do a for each loop. We will destroy the old one. And we will then maybe clear it. And then we will create the new one, which you can do with spawn spline, that function. And that should work. Now, let's take a look at this example. I set up a bunch of spline points, so there is room to grow for this village, quote unquote. I called it testing, and now it should update to our player location. So when I press play, we wait a few seconds. 1, 2, you can see it goes to us. It expands. And when I step in, 1, 2, yeah, we get that little, we're in. I can make that a bit faster, but the interval check is really slow. But if I make that let's make it 0.1, and let's split this so it looks a little bit better. Now, as you could see, there was a lag spike. We'll look at it again. It's not as this bad always. 1, 2, 3. There we go. You see a pretty big lag spike. So new location updated, and when I go in, the spline updated, location updated. If we turn off visualization, there will still be a spike, but it will be a bit better. So there it happened. You see, there was also probably if I step forward, yeah, there we go. So it now expands. It's very minor. I expect it to be smaller even in a build, but that is something you do have to keep in mind. So I hope that answered your question. Yeah, let me know what you think. All right, thank you for watching, and thank you for getting the product if you did, and good luck with your project /mod.